and like, well, I wouldn't have built that for this, that, and the other, or you know that would never work in real life. And I'm like, this is a meme build. Hello and welcome back to Offroad Outlaws, y'all. And in this video, we're going to be jumping into our next build from the new vehicles in the latest update. Now, if you haven't seen my prior build video on this thing, make sure you go over to the channel and check it out. And if you also haven't seen the introduction video to the latest version of the game, as well as the build on this massive international, make sure you go over to the channel and check that out as well. But the subject of this video is arguably the most hilarious thing in this entire update, the Econoline. Now, you can do it in stock, you can do it in sport, or you can do it in monster, which really any of those would be hilarious. But we're going to start with stock because I have an idea. I have an idea for how to turn this thing into something that really, at the end of the day, is just going to be so unhinged and so ridiculous and so chaotic that it's probably going to be a mainstay in our garage for a very long time. So, with that in mind, let's upgrade absolutely everything that we can get our hands on for maximum power output, maximum torque, maximum, essentially maximum everything. Full stage 4 turbo setup, NOS. This thing is going to be built to essentially within an inch of its life. Now, from here, I'm so torn on how I want to set this thing up because there are so many different ways that you could, but I think for the idea that I have in my head, I think a monster suspension is going to be necessary. However, can we just talk about how hilarious this looks? Can we just like appreciate like how ridiculous this is just for a second? Like it's like the front half is, it's like the front half is like built and the back half is just like, this is, you know what this is? This is no leg day is what this is. Okay, so rear suspension, we're going to go ahead and swap it over to the monster suspension because, again, I have a idea for this thing that should be so ridiculous it's not even funny. But let's see. All right, monster suspension is done. And then now we get to set this thing up. And this is going to be probably the most fun part of the entire process because we're going to make this thing ridiculous. And essentially, we're going to make it into the Offroad Outlaws equivalent of kind of a late 90s, early 2000s RC truck. Now, what I mean by that is it's going to be insanely wide, but the center of gravity is going to be pretty low. And what that's going to allow us to do is it's going to essentially allow it to almost never flip over. And I know that that sounds super odd. It might sound like a strange way to build a vehicle or a strange way to go with your build, but I think it's going to be really fun. So before we make the tires any bigger, let's make sure our damping and our suspension stiffness is somewhere near where we want it to be. And okay, that's super even. What about the flex? The flex should be, that's not bad. Oh my God. I mean, I'll take it. I'll 100% take that. Now, gearing is going to be upgraded to stage 5, and these are not the tires that we're going to run on it. If we were to run these tires, we would tune the gears entirely differently. But for now, it's going to be somewhat based off of the setup we do usually use, except the gears are going to be just a hair longer. Just a hair. And then we're going to go over to wheels and tires, and we're going to bump the specs for those up all the way. And again, if y'all thought this was going to be some kind of serious build, you're wrong. It's a meme machine, but it's going to be a fun meme machine. So at least there's that. Now, if we want to go for that early 2000s RC type feel, we're going to make the tires a touch taller, sure, but the main focus is going to be in making the tires ridiculously wide, like stupidly wide. Now, once we've done that, again, in keeping with the idea of early 2000s RC vehicles, we're going to go ahead and bump up the rim size, or rather the wheel size, the rim size, whatever you want to call it, up just a little bit, just to accent it a hair. And then now we're gonna buy a perfect setup and run the dyno. It should make about the standard, like 7 something and 11 something, but let's see. Yep, 705, 1186. That's about as predictable as you can get. So now that we've got that all dialed, I'm thinking that as far as what else we want to do, really at this point, it's all down to visuals. And we're not going to spend too much time on the visuals, just enough to kind of get it, you know, looking the way we want. We're going to delete the front bumper. We're going to delete the rear bumper. And then should we do a full cage? I don't know. I think we'll do the roof rack, but not the full cage. We're going to do cut fenders. And then we will also do, we'll do sliders. Might as well do sliders. We'll do some Baja style lights. We will do a snorkel. And then let's see, just for, I mean, we could put the horns on the front just for the memes of it. Seriously, like just for the memes of it all, we'll throw the tire on the roof. And then exhaust options wise, I don't really feel like there's going to be any options for stacks. I mean, there's going to be your zoomy option and then the other rear mounted exhaust options. We'll do the dual massive diesel exhaust tips because again, it's just a meme vehicle. Like if you're going to be building one of these in a super serious way, where did it put the high lift? Oh, on the side. That's super strange. Where does the light bar go? Oh, it goes like right in between. Let's go ahead and do the white HIDs. Then we'll do a repair pack in the back. And then we will swap over to tow mirrors because, I don't know, tow mirrors for the memes. So now we're going to save all that. And we're going to throw a truck horn on this thing. And I don't quite know which truck horn I want yet. Let's see. That's good enough. It's good enough for me anyway. It works. And then now, paint-wise, I'm so back and forth. I think we'll do like a super glossy paint, but we could, you know what? You know what we could do? We could get really, really, really creative with this, but I don't know. Ooh. You know, that's actually not horrible. That's actually not bad. You know what? Screw it. I'm going to send it. I'm going to run it. And then let's see. The axle cage underneath. What if we do that in, I'm just testing here. What if we do that in white and then the rest of it in blue? That actually looks very RC. So now we're going to swap over to a new set of tires. And these are pretty much good in almost all situations. But actually, these, I think, suit the vibe of the vehicle a little bit better. And then now, I mean, it's pretty much set to go apart from wheels. And, oh no. I mean, this is about as meme spec as you can get. I don't think it gets any more meme spec than that. I mean, this is literally a memes build. And I'm sure that there's going to be somebody out there that's going to say something like, well, I wouldn't have built that for this, that, and the other, or you know that would never work in real life. And I'm like, this is a meme build. It's a meme build based loosely on the idea of a late 90s, early 2000s RC. So if you were expecting a serious build, I feel like you might need to look for either a different build or a different video. But with that being said, let's take it out to TC's quick race and see what happens when we just let this thing absolutely rip. Now, it might shred, it might bog, it might not work at all. We don't know. This is entirely untested. So 3, 2, 1, yeet. It's pretty quick. It would definitely be quicker if it had a manual transmission, but I'm still down to run it. We're in 2 lanes because it's stupid wide. All right, 3, 2, 1, send. Let's go. Oh no. Oh, the short wheelbase. It's great in the mud, but like the short wheelbase is really hurting us. Not only that, but like the short wheelbase and the lack of a manual transmission, because it's bogging a lot and the gearing that I thought would work doesn't work quite as well as I thought it was gonna work. Excuse me. There we go. Okay, so, does it work for the memes? Absolutely. Does it work as a purpose-built vehicle? I don't really think so. But you know what? Let's bring it back, and we'll do one more run where I will not be shy about laying on the NOS. And I think as long as we do that, okay, well, forget that. I'm not gonna be shy at all about laying on the NOS, and we'll see what it can run this time. All right, bring it in, and, oh no. All right, 3, 2, 1, let's go. You know what? It's actually faster if you just do a backflip rather than trying to keep the front end down. Finish it. Thank you. I'm so not used to, like, actually doing a backflip on this course, because usually in most vehicles, if you do a backflip, you're gonna be slower. But in this, it's so short that if you don't do a backflip, you're gonna bog it out. So, final opinions and thoughts. I'm so very split. I'm so very split, and I'm so very mixed. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on this meme machine in the comments down below. And if you would like to see more, leave any thoughts, suggestions, or requests in the comments down below as well. And I will see y'all next time. Talk to y'all later.